Hello guys, I gave an interview in a company called Neosoft, and this is the second part of the Neosoft company. So they asked me what is the triggers in MySQL. So I said a trigger is a code associated with the insert, update, delete operations, that is IUD. So a trigger is a stored procedure in database which automatically invoke whenever a special event in the database occurs. For example, a trigger can be invoked when a row is inserted into a specific table or when certain tables columns are being updated. Let's create a very simple example to demonstrate how MySQL trigger works. We'll create two tables. First table is users and second is the user logs. So users table contains user ID, username and email, and user log table contains which stored logs for the users data. So it will contain log id, user id, old email, new email and updated. So users table stores user id, username and email, and the user log table stores logs about the email changes, specifically the user's id, old and new emails value, and the timestamp when the change was made. Okay, so now create a trigger. Now we'll create a before update trigger that will log any changes to the email field in the users table. Okay, so before update we are using a trigger. So create the trigger, delimiter $$ create trigger before user update, before update on users from each row. Begin, check if the email is being updated. If old dot email not equal to new dot email, then insert into users log user id, old email, new email, values old user id, old email and new email. So end if delimiter. This before update trigger will fire before any update to the users table. If the email is changed, the old email is different from the new email, the trigger will be log the old and new email values into the user log table. Perform an update. Let's update a user email in the users table. The trigger will automatically log the changes in the user log table. So insert a sample user. Insert into users, username, email, values John Doe and John @ example.com. That is the dummy data. So update the user's email. This will trigger the logging in the user's log table. So update user email equal to joe @ example.com, where user id equal to 1. Step 4, checks the log. After performing the update, you can check the user log table to see the log of the email changes. So select start from user log and then you will get the table like log id 1, user id 1, old email this one, new email and updated at. So summary, we created two simple tables, users and user log. We created a trigger that logs any changes to the email field in the users table into the user log table. The trigger automatically fired when the email was updated and the changes was logged in the user log. Okay, next question they asked me, what are the transactions? So in SQL, a transaction is a set of operations that are executed as a single unit. These operations can include multiple SQL statements such as insert, update or delete. So transaction ensure that database maintains its integrity and consistency according to the ACID properties, that is atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. So basic transaction command, start transaction, commit and rollback. So in the start transaction, initiate a transaction. In commit, saves all changes made during the transaction to the database, and rollback undoes all changes made during the transaction, returning the database to its state before the transaction began. So basic SQL transaction example. So start transaction, perform some operation, update account set balance equal to balance minus 100 where account id 1, update account set balance equal to balance plus 100 where account id is equal to 2. If everything is correct, commit the change, then commit. Roll back a transaction. If something goes wrong during the transaction, you can roll back to undo the change. Okay, so you can undo the change. So in this example, a transaction, okay, so here if an error occur before the commit, then we have to use the rollback. In this example, a transaction begins when start transaction. Two update statement are executed to the transfer money between two accounts. If the transaction is successful, commit is issued making the changes permanent. So transactions, acid, atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. The concept of a transaction in database is defined by the acid properties, which ensures that the database operations are proceed reliably. Here is the breakdown of the each component of acid. Okay, so atomicity, that is all or nothing. Definition: a transaction is treated as a single unit, meaning either all of its operations are executed or none are. Example: if a transaction involves transferring money from one account to another, both the debit from one account and the credit to the other must succeed. If one fails, the entire transaction is rolled back, ensuring no partial updates. Second, consistency, that is valid state. Definition: a transaction takes the database from one valid state to another valid state. It ensures that the rules and the constraints of the database, such as foreign key checks, are always maintained. Example: if a rule says that the balance is an account cannot be negative, a transaction that tries to withdraw more money than the available balance will fail, keeping the data consistent. Isolation, that is independent execution. Definition: transactions are executed in isolation, meaning that the operations of the transaction are not visible to other until the transaction is complete. This ensures that the transaction do not interface with each other. For example, if two users try to transfer money from one same account simultaneously, isolation ensures that the final result is correct if they were processed one after another, even if they were processed at the same time. Okay. Fourth one is the durability. Definition: once a transaction is committed, its changes are permanent. Even in the case of a system crash or failure, the database ensures that the changes are returned to the non-volatile storage like a disk. Example: if a transaction to transfer money is committed and the system crashed afterward, the transaction's effect money transferred will still be preserved when the system recover. So summary for the acid properties: atomicity, everything happens or nothing happens. Consistency, data moves from one valid state to another. Third, isolation, transaction don't affect the each other's operation. Durability, once a transaction is completed, its changes are permanent. Okay, they ask me the Git. So Git is a tool used by developers to track changes in their code and work together with others. It helps you save version of your projects, go back to previous version and manage code from the multiple people. So one liner if you want to recall, Git is like a time machine for your code that also helps teams work together. So common Git commands like git init, start a new Git repository, git clone URL, copy a remote repository locally, git status, check current repo states, git add, stage all changes, git commit message, save change with a message, git push, upload local commits to remote, git pull, download changes from remote, git branch, list or create branches, git checkout, branches name, switch to a different branch, git merge, branch name, merge another branch into the current one. They asked me what are the namespaces in PHP. So I said in PHP, a namespace is a way to group logically related classes, interfaces, functions, and constants to avoid name collisions, especially in a large application or when integrating third-party libraries. Or in a simple words, a namespace is like a folder for your code. It helps you to avoid same conflict when different parts of your project use the same class or function name. For example, you have created a class test and you have created a methods or public function show and then echo hello. Now imagine another file also has a test class. It will cause an error. For example, namespace my project. So example with namespace. So namespace my project class test public function show echo hello from my project. Now PHP knows that the class is a part of my project group. So how to use it? So require test.php my project test object equal to new test object show. Why use it? To organize your code, to prevent class function name conflicts, to work method with autoloader like composer. They asked me what is the SSO. So I said single sign on. The full form of SSO is single sign on in PHP allows users to log it once and gain access to multiple systems or applications without needing to log in again for each one. Here basic overview and example of how to implement SSO in PHP. So SSO single sign on means logic login once, access all connected application without login it in again. Simple example, let's say you have two websites, oath.example handles login and oath app1.example.com your main application. How it works? User visit app1.example, that is the main application. If not logged in, they are redirected to the oath.example. User logs in username plus password. A token is created and sent back to the app1.example.php app.example.com. App1 uses this token to create local session. User is now logged into the app1 login re-entering credentials. So key points: use PHP session to keep users logged in. Use tokens, example base64 or JWT to pass login into info between systems. Always use HTTPs for security. So sample code oath.example.com/login.php session start if $post username equal to admin and end $post password equal to 123 token base 64 encode admin. So header location https app1.example.com/sso.php and question mark, that is query, token equal to $token. So on application level, app1.example.com/sso.php if session start $get token. If $session user equal to base 64 decode $get token header location dashboard.php. So show dashboard. So inside the dashboard.php session start and echo welcome session user. In short, SSO lets users log it once and use multiple systems. In PHP, it can be done using the session and token passed between apps. So this was the second part of the interview of Neosoft and the interview date was the May 19, 2025. I will share more interview question. Till then, bye.